Phones. Why are they so controversial? In this day and age, people love to talk about phones and all the detrimental impacts they're having on us and our society. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? I mean, beyond the dangers phones have undeniably created, such as constant locational sharing, access to uncensored, unrestricted content, or instant deleting messages? What about the more foundational problems phones are causing, like loneliness, depression, and anxiety? My father answered this question by stating the problem with phones that often gets overlooked. He said, and I quote, "Think of all the time that you're wasting." My father said this to my brother and me at the dinner table a couple months back, and I can actively remember us rolling our eyes. Or at least I did. I'm a little bit more dramatic than my brother, but needless to say, we were prepared to listen to our father rant about how horrible phones were, and then promptly disregard anything he had said. And this is the issue with the people who are trying to solve the problems phones are causing. They're old. Kids my age don't want to listen to the adults trying to take their screens away because, let's be honest, in our minds, they don't get it. To us, phones are practically a necessity. They keep us in the loop. They help us fit in. And they become so normalized that we really can't imagine life without them. So here I am, a freshman in high school, telling you that the Debbie Downers, they might be onto something. So back to my father's quote, time. When he said this, he meant time in the traditional sense. Minutes and hours that could be used doing something more meaningful, like drawing or playing outside. The more I thought about this, the more I realized that this can be applied to the time we spend on our social skills too, or lack thereof. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where you were sitting in a room full of people your age, and I'm targeting people in my age group here, and none of you were talking? And none of you tried to? You all just sat there, staring at your separate screens, trying not to meet one another in the eyes because, my goodness, nothing is more terrifying than awkward eye contact. I've been in situations like this more times than I can count. And honestly, I've come to expect situations like this because they become so normal. Even when with my best friends, eventually we turn back to our separate screens. And even though we're still technically together, we enter separate worlds when we turn back to our separate devices. Here's my point. Phones are restrictors. What I mean is that they restrict genuine interaction, and they do this in two ways: through habit and through distraction. Habit is the behavior I described earlier, the normalized social avoidance that has come with the uprising of phones. Distraction is the much sadder reality that phones are taking away from the relationships you actually want to develop through distracting you during the time you have with those people. This can happen in many ways, but the most common is trying and failing to hold a conversation while staring at your screen. I know from experience, it cannot be done. Obviously, phones are not going away, but it's clear that they're not good for us or for our development, so what can we do? Personally, I think we need a mindset change. Everyone needs to take in the fact that phones truly are doing harm so that we can grow together. I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to be at a work dinner when I'm 40, staring out at a table full of people hunched over their screens. Realistically, I know change cannot happen overnight, but societal reformation is a good end goal. And to start this process, you, as an individual, can start tweaking your mindset for personal change. Growth is all about baby steps. And one of the best steps you can take is practicing limitation. Whether this looks like leaving your phone at home while going on a walk with your mom, turning on Do Not Disturb while with your friends, or leaving your phone face down at the dinner table, it's all about putting distance between you and your device. Simple things like this take the distraction out of the equation. And as you distance yourself more and more, eventually the habit to turn back to your screen will fade. I urge you to take this into practice and to make unplugging the new normal. Time is something that we never get back. And one of the beauties of life is the time we get to spend getting to know others. I know I don't want history to remember my generation for the time we wasted staring at our screens, but the choice is ours to make. So make the choice to try and change, to revert and simplify, to embrace the uncomfortable and the awkward, and to grow the relationships all around you every day. Thank you.